If you're looking to get into real estate or you just got your license, you need to watch this video. I am going to go over several tips that will help you succeed faster and better in your first year in real estate. My name is Jason Levi. I am the team leader at the Levi Group in Fort Collins, Colorado. We're a small group and I am here to help you succeed better. Okay guys, so you're thinking about getting your real estate license or you just got it and you're ready to hit the ground running. You need to follow these tips to succeed better. Tip number one, understand that you're building a business. One of the biggest mistakes that I see with new agents is that they think that they're going into a commission-paid job. It couldn't be further from the truth. What you're actually doing is starting a new business, and you need to be thinking like a business person. So what does that mean? Well, every business has its income, revenue, and it has its costs. And you need to make sure that you're profitable. What you also need to do is create a budget. So first of all, you need a business budget. Just like any business, you're going to need to invest some money into your business. This is not going to be like any brick and mortar business. You're not going to need as much, but if you don't have some funds ready, then you're not going to be able to invest in yourself. For example, some marketing, maybe some coaching, and maybe you need to get a car. The other budget you need to think of is you need to consider that in a pretty bad case scenario, you're not going to sell a single home in 1 year. What you also need to think about is a personal budget. So take into account that in a worst case scenario, you will likely not sell houses in your first year. If you do, that's awesome. But if you don't, what are you going to live off, right? So think about how much money do you need to save for a full year of rent or mortgage payments, a full year of car payments, how much money you need for food, is it for your kids? And you need to make sure that you are able to sustain yourself in a worst case scenario of a year and not get stressed out about money. If you don't do this, you're going to back yourself into a financial corner and you won't last very long. Now, there are various ways that you can do this. You can set aside money from your previous job, or even before you think about quitting that job, start setting money aside. Or if you own a home, you can get a home equity line of credit and leverage that line of credit. I actually did that. So super important to understand, you're starting a business, not a commission-paying job. That tip leads us into our second one, and you're going to need a budget for this. As soon as you get licensed, get yourself a coach. We are the most undertrained industry in the world. Just because you got your license doesn't mean you know how to sell real estate and how to sell yourself. So get yourself a coach. This coach is going to help you create a strategy for the year, figure out your lead gen strategies, and really help you get from A to Z a lot quicker than if you try and figure it out by yourself. It is my strong opinion that you should always be coached. Even when you're 10 years into real estate and you're successful, you should still be coached. You can always change coaches so that you're getting into the new minds of new brains, but always get coached. Even my coach, Tom Ferry, he's got 7 different coaches. And if he's doing it that way, there is something to be said about it. Now, I'm not a coach. I am a team leader, so I'm not trying to sell you any coaching. In our team, I am a mentor, so I lead the team, I have agents in my team, and I mentor them. We meet once a week for one-on-ones. We discuss what their activities have been, what has gone well, what hasn't gone well, and how we need to adjust certain things that they're doing. However, for coaching, our team actually gets coached by Tom Ferry, and I pay for that. And that is because, again, I'm not a coach and I leave that to the professionals. Okay, tip number 3, really work on your sales skills. The data shows that what is more important than marketing is your actual sales skills. If you get a listing through your marketing and you sit down in front of a potential seller and you don't have those sales skills, you're not coming across as personable, you don't understand the data, and you are not able to present yourself as the agent that they should like, trust, and hire, then you're not going to get anywhere. All right, next tip, guys. You need to decide what your lead gen strategies are going to be. You should have 3. One of them is going to be your sphere of influence and referrals. Okay, this is the most important one that you need to nurture. However, you cannot just rely on your sphere of influence. Likely, every friend that you know has another friend that is a realtor and is doing the same thing as you. So you do need to stay top of mind with that. However, you cannot just rely on that strategy. So you need to pick at least 2 more for your first year. It can be cold calling, it can be open houses, it can be door knocking. My personal strategies for year 1 were open houses and then door knocking around the open houses. But I gave all the strategies a try, and that's what I decided fit my personality best. So make sure you create that strategy and you stick to the strategy. Stop looking at other agents, how they're succeeding. Pick your strategy and stick to it for a year. Okay, next up, I want you to master your listing presentation. Create a presentation, and it's going to keep growing and changing over time as you learn new things and you get asked different questions. However, you really need to master how you present to your potential seller. Because remember, we always want to go after the listings, okay? So find a role-playing partner at your brokerage and just role-play a listing presentation constantly. Make your mistakes and learn from them and adjust accordingly. It's better that you make mistakes in front of your role-play partner than in front of a listing client and potentially lose business. It can always happen. However, you just want to mitigate that by practicing with your partner. Okay, guys, next up, you need to learn how to price a property. You need to learn how to do a CMA. So this takes practice, and with your mentor or coach, you need to learn how to use the MLS, you need to learn how to pull comps, learn which ones are more relevant than others, and then be able to put a CMA together and come up with a range of list price that you would recommend for a house. A great way to practice this, and this is also a great lead gen strategy to get listings, but it's a very long game, is do 2 unsolicited CMAs per week. What is that? It's picking friends, neighbors, people that you vaguely know, and just looking at their address, creating a CMA, and then telling them, hey, can I stop by? I've got a CMA to give you. And if you can get some FaceTime with them, sit down and go over it with them, great. If not, then you can email it to them as well. But then do that once a year for the same people. If you stay consistent and provide a CMA annually for these people, when they do decide, hopefully you'll be top of mind. But again, it's a great way to practice for when you actually get the listing appointment and you need to provide a CMA for someone that is ready to sell now. Okay, guys, so the last tip, get with your coach or your broker or your mentor and do a business planning session. We typically do this around October or November for the coming year. But what you're going to do in this session is you're going to discuss what your 10-year plan is for yourself and your family. Then you're going to discuss what your 5-year plan is. And then you're going to talk about your 1-year plan, obviously your first year in real estate. Talk about how much money you want to make realistically in this year. Then you're going to see if it is $80,000, then you're going to calculate what likely is going to be your average price point for a deal and what the commission is that you're likely going to get. And then just dissect these numbers and back them into how many deals will you need to do in this year to get to your financial goals for the year. Then you're going to back it up even more. If you need to do 7 deals, then that means that you're going to need to do lead genning. Okay, so it means that for 7 deals there is a formula, and it's going to tell you how, in order to get to 7 deals, how many appointments do you need to get this year to get 7 deals, and then how many calls do you need to make to get to that number of appointments. And it's really going to frame for you how many calls you need to be making daily to your database to ensure that you get enough appointments, that will ensure that you get enough listings or buy sides, that'll ensure that you hit your financial goal for the year. It is super important to be aware of this. Then once you have the goal, divide that into quarters and keep track of whether you're meeting your quarterly goal or not. I hope this video really helps you frame the kinds of things that you're facing in your first year and what you need to tackle first. I made quite a few mistakes in my first year. I did have a successful first year, but it took me a minute. And if I had watched a video like this, if I had had a coach guiding me, I probably would have done it a lot quicker. If you have any questions at all, please feel free to put something in the comments. Feel free to share this with anyone who is thinking about getting into real estate or is already in real estate in their first year and is struggling to get over the hump of a few sales. My name is Jason Levi. I am the team leader of the Levi Group in Fort Collins, Colorado. If you found this video informative, please like it. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell button so you get notified whenever we put new content out. Thank you for putting up with me. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.